What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. The man considered the greatest defensive third baseman in the history of Major League Baseball has died. Brooks Robinson, Hall of Fame third baseman whose deft glove work and folksy manner made him one of the most beloved and accomplished athletes in Baltimore history, has passed away. The Baltimore Orioles organization said in a joint statement with the family of Brooks Robinson, "We are deeply saddened to share the news of the passing of Brooks Robinson, an integral part of our Orioles family since 1955. He will continue to leave a lasting impact on our club, our community, and the sport of baseball." The statement did not say how Robinson died. The Orioles held a moment of silence before their game against the Nationals, and the teams lined up outside their dugouts to pay their respects. Also before the game, fans gathered around the 9-foot bronze statue of Robinson inside Camden Yards. Fellow Orioles Hall of Famer Jim Palmer, who became overcome with emotion, said, "Great player, great guy on the field, great guy off. Respectful, kind, and you don't meet too many guys like that. Brooks was a genuine person. There was no acting. Brooks was just a genuine guy." Coming of age before the free agent era, Robinson spent his entire 23-year career with the Orioles. He almost single-handedly helped Baltimore defeat Cincinnati in the 1970 World Series and homered in Game 1 of the Orioles' 1966 sweep of the LA Dodgers for their first crown. Robinson participated in 18 All-Star games and earned the 1964 AL Most Valuable Player Award after batting .318 with 28 home runs and a league-leading 118 RBI. He finished his career with 268 home runs, 1,357 RBI, a respectable .267 batting average, and 2,896 career games. But he will forever be remembered for his work ethic and the skill he displayed at the hot corner, where he established himself as one of the finest fielding third basemen in baseball history. Really, to be honest with you, man, he was considered the best at that position defensively, whether charging slow rollers or snaring liners down the third base line. Known as the human vacuum cleaner, Robinson won 16 consecutive Gold Gloves, second only to pitcher Greg Maddux, who had 18 for most by a player at one position. Robinson also placed his third in career defensive WAR. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's WAR, right? At 39.1 behind shortstops Ozzie Smith and Mark Bellinger, who was Robinson's teammate for 13 years with the Orioles. Former Orioles manager Earl Weaver once said of Brooks, "Brooks was maybe the last guy to get into the clubhouse the day of the game, but he'd be the first guy on the field. He'd be taking his ground balls, and we all go, why does Brooks have to take any ground balls?" Born in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1937, Robinson eventually made Baltimore his home, but never really lost his southern twang, which was just fine with fans in blue-collar Baltimore, who appreciated his homespun charm and unassuming demeanor. Dubbed Mr. Oriole, he was a sports hero in Charm City, in the pantheon with former Colts quarterback Johnny Unitas and Orioles infielder Cal Ripken, who performed for a different generation. Ripken was known, of course, as the Iron Man, playing in 2,632 consecutive games, but Robinson wasn't fond of sitting on the bench either. From 1960 to 1975, he played in at least 152 games in 14 seasons, and in 144 games the other 2 years. Robinson retired in 1977 after struggling, hitting only 149 in 24 games. His jersey was retired that year. Robinson's most memorable performance came as MVP of the 1970 World Series, when the Orioles bounced back from their stunning defeat to the Mets the year before, and Robinson redeemed himself after batting just 1 for 19 in that earlier series. Because he was so sensational in the field during Baltimore's 5-game triumph over the Reds, few remember he hit .429 and homered twice and drove in 6 runs. or that he made an error on his first play in the field. Robinson was elected into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot in 1983. In 1999, he was named to baseball's All-Century team, which honored the best 25 players of the 20th century. His number 5 is one of just 6 jerseys retired by the Orioles franchise. He's dealt with various health issues over the last few years. Starting in 2009, Brooks Robinson was beset by a string of health scares. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2009, had abdominal surgery in 2010, developed an infection while recovering from the abdominal surgery in 2011 and 12. And in 2012, his chair fell off a platform at a banquet, forcing him to spend a month in the hospital. Brooks Robinson, one of the greatest players in Major League Baseball history, dead at the age of 86.